I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Avengers issue number 7. What happens when Earth's mightiest heroes are met by Dr. Doom with a problem too big for even him to solve? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So, as we open up the comic, the team is duking it out with a horrifying Lovecraftian tentacle monster. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. The creature seems to have materialized out of nowhere and is going after a Parker's Industry building. You'll also probably notice right away that the art has changed this issue. It's not Mike Del Mundo anymore, but Phil Nota. I like him. Our heroes throw absolutely everything they have at this goo monster, and they even have some good banter back and forth. I especially like the zingy Spider-Man getting out-zinged by the new, younger, hipper Wasp. In the end, the good guys don't even really have to beat the monster because it gets banished to another realm by the infamous Iron Man, aka Dr. Doom, aka Victor Von Doom, master of both technology and mysticism. As you might have guessed, the older, more seasoned Avengers are super suspicious about what Dr. Doom is up to right now, but he pleads his case about how he wanted to change his life, how he took up the mantle of a man he respected. And if nothing else, Doom is able to win over the young Nadia Pym, who is absolutely starstruck by his scientific acumen, if completely ignoring his long supervillainous resume. Doom says that that monster that just attacked the Avengers is part of a bigger paranormal crisis that's currently taking place in New York State. He wishes to enlist the Avengers' help, and he especially wishes to enlist the help of the new Wasp. Why, you might be asking yourself? Well, Victor's managed to track the paranormal activity to a place he dare not tread. It's a Girl Scout camp. Okay, well, it's a little bit more than that. It's actually a girls' leadership camp sponsored by none other than Sue Storm back when she was still Earthbound. The heroes all want to save the day, and Doom especially wants to save this building, knowing that it has a connection to a woman he had such a fondness for. They decide to send Nadia in undercover because, well, she is a young girl and wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb like the rest of them would. The young Wasp absolutely jumps at the opportunity to take point on a mission, and also kind of enjoys getting to hang out at summer camp. She didn't exactly have the best, most normal upbringing as a child, being part of the Russian Red Room experiments. It's not long until Nadia manages to stumble across a bunch of girls in a seance circle. Oh yes, they're definitely boning up on their leadership skills. They want to be presidents, captains of industry. But they're also completely power hungry and don't care whose toes they step on or who they hurt to achieve that power. It's to that end they've started making bargains with a bunch of otherworldly entities, and now even want to sacrifice Nadia to their dark moon god. Oh, summer camp memories, these take me back. The Avengers make the scene, but needless to say they're a little apprehensive about the idea that they might have to beat up a bunch of teenage girls. Luckily for them, the horrible demonic entities that they've been praying to end up taking over their bodies, giving them ghostly armor and weapons and the ability to fight the Avengers on a much more even playing field. Infamous Iron Man realizes that if he can somehow break the group circle, he can banish back their monsters and return them to normal. Granted, that's going to be a lot easier said than done, as the circle is very small. It's a pretty good thing then that the Wasp is there with her shrinking gauntlets and manages to save the day by helping Doom swoop on in and work some magic. She further goes on to both impress Doom and the team by not allowing one of the girls to get sucked into the other realm, despite the fact that she was almost murdered just a couple minutes ago. This moment actually gives Doom a lot of hope about the young scientific minds of the future, that if they're all as good as this, maybe they won't make the same mistakes his generation did. Now, as the comic winds down, we get one hell of a stinger. You'll remember that strange tombstone for the Avengers that showed up in their base after their fight with Kang? Well, two giant arms pop out of it as the comic ends. Avengers number 7 was actually a very enjoyable one-and-done story. Adding Dr. Doom to the Avengers dynamic really shakes it up in an interesting way. It's also a wonderfully down-to-earth palate cleanser after the needlessly overwrought and needlessly complicated Kang War storyline. Now, I don't read the main Wasp book, but I think Mark Waid here gives me a great reason to want to in this issue. Nadia is a character who overcame a lot of bad stuff in her life, but all the same continues to keep an open mind and an open heart and always a thirst for knowledge. Very good stuff in a super scientist. Overall, it's just really solid and probably an issue that I've enjoyed more than any other in this new Avengers run so far. Overall, I would give it a very strong 7 out of 10. So there you have it, everybody. There's one of the Avengers books from this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and while I have your attention, why not check out some of the other videos I have available on the channel. Furthermore, if you want to stay up to date on all the newest comic videos coming out, there's no better way to do that than to follow me on Twitter at CapeJoel. And lastly, if you liked what I was laying down here today and wanted to pick up a trade of your very own, might I recommend bookdepository.uk? You can find a link down in the description of this very video, and if you use that link for your purchase, not only will you get yourself a nice little something, but a small percentage of that sale will go to support me in the channel. I win, you win, everybody wins. So until next time, everyone, this has been CapeJoel. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.